We all know Mansfield is one of a kind. Well, except in one way. Yeah, turns out there's a lot of places all over the world named Mansfield. So, let's learn about them. It's Meet the Mansfields, International Edition. Today, we're skipping across the pond to Mansfield, England.
Jack, thanks so much for joining us here this morning. For our viewers here in Texas, give us the lay of the land. Where is Mansfield, England?
So Mansfield, England, which is the original Mansfield, as far as we know, is in the Midlands. So we are about an hour and a half, 2 hours out of London on the train. Smack bang in the middle of the country, right in the heart of England.
As you mentioned, you guys are the original Mansfield. I looked through the history and I can't find a city named Mansfield that's older. Talk a bit about that rich, amazing history that you all have there in that entire section.
For a long period of its history, it was a place where noblemen would come and rest up, and then they would go hunting in, the really iconic Sherwood Forest. Around about the 1200s, Mansfield started to develop into a little bit of a settlement, and they got their market town status. The king allowed them to have a market regularly, and that market, which you can see just behind me, which is in kind of the main square in Mansfield, that has been going in the similar kind of format for the best part of 800 years. You've got all the rich culture as well around Robin Hood, which is I'm sure is Mansfield's biggest claim to fame and Nottinghamshire's biggest claim to fame. Sherwood Forest used to cover a huge area, so Mansfield historically was right in the middle of Sherwood Forest. And so it was quite probable that Robin Hood, if he existed, and he definitely did, it was probable that Robin Hood was kind of in these areas. Those tales come right from this area. And just literally outside of Mansfield is the famous Major Oak, which is nearly 1,000 years old, and it's the legendary home of Robin Hood, where he used to hide out with his merry men. So tons of culture and history here in Mansfield.
So obviously a ton to see there. When are the best times to visit? If you're making that trip out to the UK, when do you need to swing by Mansfield in the Nottinghamshire area?
Obviously, summertime is great because we've got Sherwood Forest and some fantastic kind of green spaces, outdoor spaces. That's really the best time to come. You get to come and, typically in the UK, and today is no exception, it's rainy, it's the weather's not always great, so you have to prepare. But if you come in the summer, it's a great time to enjoy those lovely evenings, warm summer evenings out in Sherwood Forest. A couple of dates for your diary as well that are really worth highlighting. We have Nottinghamshire Day, which is a celebration of all things Nottinghamshire and Robin Hood country, and that happens in August on the 25th, and in October every year we have Robin Hood Day, which is a day dedicated to the hooded man, and that's on the 29th of October.
It's actually really funny. It was a couple of years ago we started doing what we call Haunted Mansfield, which is a Halloween event that stretches all month, and I would get messages, hey, can you add this, add that? And I got a couple messages on Facebook saying, hey, can you add our ghost tours? And I said, sure, and I clicked on the link and I went, we don't have a Mansfield Manor, nor do we have an 800-year-old abbey. And I realized it was someone from Mansfield, England, who had messaged me. I'm like, I'm sorry, you actually have the wrong continent. But do you ever get anybody else's messages?
No, we don't seem to get those, because I guess we've been the original Mansfield in some ways, and kind of the UK is a relatively small country, especially compared to the US. There's pretty much only one Mansfield, but it is interesting. I was interested to see some of the other pieces you'd done for the Mansfields over in the States, that you guys were getting requests for all kinds of weird and wonderful stuff that happens over here in this Mansfield.
For you personally, what stands out about the community there? The thing that you just love about being in that area?
Well, I think one of the great things about the UK is how endemic football or soccer is to you guys over in the States. And it seems almost at every level, it doesn't matter how far you seem to go down the list and the levels and the leagues, you get relatively big clubs for the size of the area. So the local club in Mansfield is Mansfield FC, and they're 126 years old, and that's just the football club. If you are here, it's definitely worth going to the football. You'll really get a taste to some of the culture over here in the UK.
Well, we hope that a lot of people now know about their other counterpart over in the UK, and that when they take a trip over there, they make sure and swing down to the Nottinghamshire area. Obviously, just completely beautiful there. So thank you so much for taking some time, and have a great rest of your winter there, and look forward to those summer times.
Absolutely, we need it. We need it. The weather is bad right now, so we're looking forward to that. But have a wonderful day, and thanks for inviting us to come and chat about Mansfield.
Awesome, thank you.